Welcome to Cybertopia. This is a recording of a special one-shot I ran on his Cursedness Twitch a wee while back, with 3 long-term friends from that community, Erin Brioche, Enfys Prank, and Nick Udell. Naturally, being from a stream makes the editing a little stickier, so it does sound a tad different. But this was really fantastic fun, and you should look out for more of these and other side content as we get ourselves sorted to start recording Season 2 in the new year.
The circumstances of this session is that these 3 are all workers at Amazing Corp, the big, wonderful corporation that kind of took over the world. Amazing Corp, over the last 3 decades, have transformed the world. They've saved the world from climate catastrophe and all sorts of other crises, and used their wonderful influence to spread joy around the world. Everyone is happy, everyone is well fed, well employed, all that good stuff that everyone needs. And there's absolutely no problems whatsoever, apart from a few malcontents who, there's always some grumpy people. But these 3 are employees of Amazing Corp, and they happen to be night employees. These are people who work in the night shift. They each have their various roles within the company. They probably know of each other. Maybe they're not hanging out all the time. They just kind of get on with their own things. But they're in various departments of the company and doing their own little bits in the night time. They work in the HQ. It's pretty quiet tonight because everyone else is out supporting the people that have been sent on the big mission to target some, let's call them terrorists, that cause Amazing Corp problems. So pretty much everyone from the company is out there supporting that and helping people do their jobs for the big mission. And these 3 are some of the handful of people that are left behind to keep the wheels turning at Amazing Corp. We shall get into it and we'll introduce our first player. First, let's go to our IT support person.
Okay, I'm Angelina Appledelli. I go by Coffee Burn online, of course, and I have been working a 12-hour shift. My main job is maintaining the computer systems. My other job is convincing everyone to actually look after the computer systems. As I said, it's a 12-hour shift, but I've been up for 13. I've been awake for 15. I'm running on coffee and pure hatred towards my colleagues. I normally go by Angel ironically because, long story short, I've got cybernetic enhancements on my frontal cortex, which give my eyes a slight glow and have horn-like cooling protrusions.
Any to cosplay a tiefling?
Look, you can't just invite me to play in your system and not expect me to try and port tieflings in there.
Okay, so you're pottering around in the IT support booth or whatever your kind of little part of the office is, and you get a voice message come through on the comm system. And you know this voice well. You've helped several times to fix up this AI that is contacting you. Hi, Angel. It's Alpha India here. We got an issue. We need you to come down to the lower levels and assist. There is a maintenance problem with one of the drones. Please come at your first convenience.
Yep, I suppose if I actually showed up at my first convenience, I wouldn't have a job anymore, so time to get going.
Yeah, that is all the message says. It doesn't actually indicate exactly where this is. You've just been told kind of lower levels. Probably what you would do in this case is pop around to the maintenance closet a few corridors down the way to see your maintenance worker colleague who kind of knows the ins and outs of where the maintenance droids and stuff are likely to be located. So we can pop along to Enfys and talk about your maintenance worker.
Hello. Y'all can call me Gwyn, about 5'8", shock of red hair that never wants to sit tidy, patches of oil and grease just everywhere, overalls over some brightly coloured clothes like a rainbow, and always got my nose in some kind of machinery or robotics or what have you. Whether that be for the company or if nothing currently needs maintaining, then it'll be some project I've got going on.
Let's say you're working on one of these projects tonight when everything's all quiet. What is the kind of thing that your character would be working on when they've got no one watching over their shoulder?
What can I make faster or stronger or more, air quotes, efficient? Making like an airborne drone camera that can see in all of the different wavelengths.
Almost like a mad scientist kind of person as well.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, well, let's have a roll to see what quality of airborne drone thing you managed to make.
So, would that be robotics, I guess?
Yeah,
that's
so
one of my
stack
skills.
as many of your skills as you like. So anything that you can argue is relevant here. So you've got skills and you've got items and you've got your core. So you can stack all of them As many of them as you can argue are relevant, and if you want to try and justify something to me, then we can include it.
I mean, engineering and robotics, this is just entirely that wheelhouse, surely.
Yeah. How about
So that's my
gear? Yeah, because you've
well, I suppose that would be the wire and the
thing.
wrench in particular. Yeah.
So what does that total modifier come to?
Okay, so core skill engineering +3, robotics is +2, so 5, plus the wrench plus the wire is another total of 3, so that's a total of +8.
Okay, so let's have that roll, and we shall see what quality of...
Am I rolling a d20?
Yeah, so a d20 plus that modifier, and we'll see how it goes.
13.
Okay, so for a kind of crafting roll, a roll between 11 and 15, you get a +1 item out of it. So you've created a +1 airborne drone that can see in various spectrum. So you now can mark down on your character sheet probably in the temporary bonus section, +1 multi-spectrum drone, or whatever you want to call it.
That was actually very similar to what I was putting down, yeah.
Nice. So basically the way temporary bonuses work is that when you use it, if you roll above a 10, you will maintain that. As you roll under a 10 when you're using it, on the dice that is, it will break or disable in some manner.
Oh, so I put this on below the temporary status effects thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So as long as you keep on rolling well with it, it'll be a benefit to you. So Angel, you come around and you find Gwyn in their closet tinkering with this little drone thingy.
Yep, I step out of my cubicle and shout, "Okay, come on, Coil. Let's go find a talk, guys."
Wait a minute, who's Coil?
Coil is my pet therapy squirrel, who I've trained to help switch computers on and off because she's actually a lot more reliable than actually asking clients to do it.
Yeah. I mean, you just know, if you're an IT support person, every time you tell someone, just turn it off and turn it back on again, half the time they're not doing it. They're just going to assume, no, it's not being done. If you've got a squirrel that can go and do it for them, yeah, that's happening. So you take Coil round to Gwyn. And Gwyn, you know your way around Amazing Corp HQ like the back of your hand. You're always popping in and out of the various places to fix up whatever leakage or breakage or nonsense that some random employee has managed to break. So you know exactly where this broken drone that Alpha India has reported to Angel. So you can take them right down to the lower level and find this area. But as you're coming down this corridor towards this location where you're pretty sure this broken drone would be, the doors are all sealed, like proper sealed shut tight.
These
and
doors
they don't be responding to your key cards or any of your kind of accesses.
I swipe it, and I swipe it again, and I swipe it again, and I swipe it again, and then I groan.
The thing where you rub it on your shoulder and see if you can get some static off it or something.
Yeah, blow down the readery bit in case there's something stuck in there. Like an O-Swore cartridge.
Let me take a look at that.
Okay, so yeah, feel free to describe what you want to do and then roll with whichever modifiers you think are relevant, and we'll see how you get on.
Okay, so I'm going to fish around in my pockets for a moment and pull out the Fin 3.0 RFID scanner spoofer kit.
Wonderful name.
Yep, it's just a small box that can spoof access codes and the like, either by copying them or just, injecting a bunch of common ones and other such general techie tricks.
Are you utilising also your technical and hacking skills and stuff like that?
Yep, I think I'll use my core, upsetty techie, computer maintenance +1, hacking +2.
Okay.
Scanner, which is +2 as well. And can I also argue my +1 in do not push me?
Well, the tech is not agreeing, so sure.
Okay, so that's +3, +4, +6, +7, +8, +9. And I just roll a d20, right?
Yep. Everything in this game is just a d20. Just one. How easy.
That is a 11 because I've rolled a 2.
Oof, wow, that is not great. Okay, I mean, the modifier makes it not terrible, but okay, so you have a shot at trying to get through this door, trying to force the access, brute force through with some sort of techie stuff, and you quickly realize there's nothing actually wrong with the door. It just seems to not be accepting your clearances to get through. And you both kind of look at each other when this happens, damn it, we're going to need to get the person from HR to come and sort out some access situation with the permissions to get through this door. And you can use a mobile communication system or something to get in touch with Doris from HR. Nick, why don't you tell us what Doris is up to this evening?
Sure thing, hon. I'm Doris Ramsey Stafford Whitman. I go by D's Nuts online, and my game's the Hyperbridge. If you're unfamiliar with Hyperbridge is, well, it's just like normal bridge, but there's 100 players, and gradually a ring gets smaller and smaller until there's only a few of us left. You know, it's a normal game. I'm about halfway through one right now. I'm in the top 6. I've got an Ace of Hearts on air. My partner's halfway through setting up an Alcatraz coup. I'm worried I might have to duck my winner instead, but with an anti-positional alert, my advancer should have it baffed.
That sounds awesome.
I found a Wikipedia of glossary of bridge terms, and would you believe there's over 500 words in this?
Wait, was a lot of what you just said then actual words that are used when playing bridge? Oh,
Yeah.
man. Wow, okay.
It's the old person war game by the looks of it.
Isn't bridge the one that causes couples to split up?
I think it is, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you had a message through on the intercompany comms from who is going to do the contacting. Is it Gwen or Angel who would be most likely to talk to other people in the company?
I imagine I'd have done it while Angel was doing the thing. Like, like, would nobody being allowed through? And then it's like, okay, I'll make the call.
Okay.
You know, tap the thing, wait for the selection to go through, and then, lovely, we need your help. This is a door's not letting us through. It doesn't seem to be accepting our access cards. Kind of HR thing is sorting out people's access. Maybe you can fix this.
Dang it, not through the Iron Duke. Do it, Jacob. Oh, sorry. Hang on, sorry. I'm getting a call. What? What's that, huh?
You're busy. It's fine. I'll just short circuit the door and it'll open and we can fix the rest
No.
tomorrow.
Hold on now. Hold on. No. Have you done a 2405B or a 2609-12-4? Can't be messing with the doors without signing the proper forms and doing a risk assessment. I need to have a waiver from you, especially if you've not done a risk assessment. Otherwise, you could be putting the company, in a liable position. I can't. No. Have you got safety gear?
I am the safety gear. And I hang up.
Oh, no, and then she's like, oh, no, that won't do. Throws the headset down, grabs a load of forms and rushes out.
Amazing. Okay, let's have a speed roll for Doris to see how quickly she can get down to the lower level.
I'm not that fast. I don't think there's anything I can add to this.
If you've got nothing, then it's just a straight D20.
Let's do it. A 3. Classic Nick rolling.
So Doris is running through these corridors like a mad person. She's like, oh my god, oh no, I need to get it quickly. And she's got a whole sack of papers with her. I guess it's the future. It's not papers. It will be like
data slates.
Tablets or something.
I called them data pads like from Star Trek.
Yeah, and probably a stack of them, but she keeps on dropping them because she's just in such a fluster. So she has to keep on stopping and stepping down to pick them up. Wait, is she quite old, Nick?
Yeah, about 56.
Oh, okay.
Think the slug lady from Monsters, Inc.
Yeah, that is who I base it off. Roz from Monsters Inc.
When was that?
Amazing.
Get it on the goldenrod.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, it takes a while.
That begs the question, because I'm going to be sort of bouncing, itching to get through this door. After having waited a bit, would Gwyn then still have time to try figuring something up, or would they get caught mid-shenanigans?
With the roll of 3 from Doris, Gwyn would definitely have time to try and do something with the door themselves after seeing their friend Angel fail.
Okay,
I can't bother with this. Just break it open or something.
You can also assist each other. If one of you has a way to assist the other in their kind of activities, you can do a roll to try and assist.
Okay, servos are about hereabouts if you want to just crack it open or something.
Yes, okay.
So I guess, yeah.
What I'm thinking...
You describe what you want to do, and then Bree, you can describe how you're going to help, and then do your role before Enfys does their role, and
Right.
Okay.
You can add up to a +3 to the Enfys roll.
My intention is, I'm thinking sort of remove the casing of the card reader and sort of redirect the power to match the frequency or the signaling for what would be the card would read as an accepted card, which means messing about with some wiring. That's about it.
Bree, what are you going to do to assist in this activity then?
Okay, so I think to help with this, Angel is probably going to try and recall the specs for this type of reader so she can pull up the schematics or something, just so one can easily work out how to crack it open.
Okay, let's have that assist roll then.
Okay, is this just a straight roll or am I using my bonuses?
And whatever bonuses you can justify, yeah.
Okay, I think SETI Techie, computer maintenance. Would you say this is also hacking?
Sure.
Yeah, I think that's it. So that's just going to be a +6. Oh, that is excellent. 24.
Oh, nice. Okay, so with a 20 plus on an assist roll, you get to add 3 to the main roll done by the person you're assisting. So, Enfys, Gwyn has a +3 from the angel assist there for what Gwyn is doing. And
Okay.
you can include all of the modifiers you think are relevant for yourself too.
Yep. Definitely engineering again. Dodging, all right, again, because this is quick, this is dirty. I'm going to get what I want, but I'm going to break something in the process. And the rent, because I need to remove casing, maybe hold some stuff in place while I attach wires. And a spool of wire to bridge the gap that make sure that the power conduit is being matched correctly.
Cool. Do you want to use your little drone buddy that you made to help you
Not for
see
this
properly?
one.
Okay, you're saving it.
Yeah. I don't trust my dice that much, and I think we got this.
Second roll, it'll be fine.
3, 5, 6. Okay, that's dirty 20.
Okay.
So total of 23 with Bree's help.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. Okay. So you study this in, you look at it quite carefully, and you get all the things lined up to try and take this apart and be very precise with it. And you find the thing to do exactly what you need to do. And you just like end up punching it, and it sparks, it short circuits, and the door just opens. And as the door slides across, you hear the running footsteps of the very slowly running footsteps of a woman coming down the corridor, and you hear a clattering of data pads on the floor, and you look around behind you and you see Doris just coming around the corner, and she looks up and sees this spark and the door slide open.
No.
Hi, Doris!
No. Oh, hold on a second. I'm going to get one of the tablets out and get a digipen and start writing in one of them. I need to put in a risk assessment for me running down here. I'll just be 10 to 15 minutes. Hold on. Okay. That one's sent off. Now, I need you two to sign these. They're waivers. Don't worry about it.
I tuck it into my belt and then enter the room.
No.
At this point, the door seems to be now jammed open.
Darn it. Gotta sign the waiver or Amaze Corp might be liable.
Yeah. I take the waiver while holding my thermos in the other hand, which I flip open, and I just go to take a sip and then theatrically accidentally pour the contents of it over the data slate.
Oh no,
Oops.
you're wasting coffee.
Sorry.
Hold on a second now. Just gonna have to write you up for destruction of company property. Okay.
Let's have some sort of paperwork roll from Doris.
Finally.
I roll to unassist.
Yeah, if you want to contest this in some way, you can roll whatever you're doing for that, and Doris can roll to kind of contest in terms of getting new, fresh, better paperwork done faster than you can disrupt her.
Okay. I'd basically like to use a SETI techie, computer maintenance, hacking, do not push me, and Coil, my trained squirrel. And basically I'm just going to have Coil disrupt a router nearby so she can't actually access the file she needs.
Oh, okay. All right. What is Doris doing?
I'm going to use bureaucrat, paperwork, legalese, ultra-size redaction, black marker, rapid denied stamper, and the nanitic stapler to do this
like your
properly.
Entire kit.
It's my entire get. Yeah, I'm the bureaucrat. This is my role. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm adding plus 11.
Wow.
That's a 30.
Wow.
Natural 19 plus 11.
Yeah, I literally can't beat that, but I rolled 16. I guess I'm getting written up.
Yeah. I guess Doris is just swamping you with data pads here and be like, no, sign here, get this done. No, you need to. And every time you manage to kind of bat one away or Coil manages to disrupt or you spill some more coffee.
I have 80 alternate data slates that I'm just bringing out of my pocket each time. Now, don't you worry, you don't have to do too much.
Where was this efficiency when everyone was playing that MMO and getting spyware on the computers?
Oh, that was Doris.
You mean Hyperbridge? That ain't an MMO, that's a battle royale. Now, don't worry, you won't have to do too much. You'll get an email explaining what's happened, a digimail, a future cyber mail, and your wages will be garnished.
Oh, wow. I'll get paid less than nothing. Amazing.
Yeah, we can do that.
I like the word garnished. It makes me feel like you'd sprinkling basil on it.
Look, It's bad enough you're making me pay for this. And she slaps her forehead and her eyes flicker slightly.
As you two are having this exchange, Gwyn, what are you doing when these two are squabbling?
Enter in this room to see what's going on.
Okay, so there's a good few minutes of them doing that on the other side of this door. You enter into this room, and it is a brightly lit, like the precursor room to like a lab or like the research area. You know this area well because you know everything in this company. It is the entranceway to the R&D department. As you come into here, you see a drone that is just continually bumping into a wall, maybe like in the corner, and it's just going, hi, team. Hi, and continually bashing into the wall. There's definitely something wrong with this drone.
What is that robot doing?
Can I grab a hold of it, give it a look over, see if I can see anything obviously wrong?
Yeah, let's have a grabbing roll.
A grabbing roll for grabbing?
Because it is moving around pretty erratically. If you want to try and get hold of this and get control over it, it's going to be a bit of a task.
I'll be honest, it doesn't look any dumber than half the people working here.
Could I use the tape to try and catch it onto the tape and then immediately stick it to something? Goose tape.
I enjoy the idea of goose tape. Duct tape, but more violent.
Yes.
I could maybe help you out. I got my stapler.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, if you want to roll a stapler resist.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool.
Okay, that's a 4. That's not gone well.
Okay, yeah. So if you roll a 10 or under on an assist roll, it's no help. Fortunately, you didn't roll a 1, because a 1 would give a negative modifier to the assist. Doris comes in and is like waving the stapler around and tries to staple the goose tape to the wall or something and realizes, oh no, the wall is made of metal. This doesn't work. How do you staple metal? No.
Doris, you'll have someone's eye out with that.
There, dear. Calm down. I've got this.
Save it for the hyperbridge, Doris.
Hang on, what's the modifier I was using? +2. So 21 total.
Wow, okay, let's get these good rolls.
I've rolled a natural 19.
Okay, so yeah, Gwyn slaps out the goose tape and they just need like 2 strips and slop, and the drone stops moving, so you can now get like right in close to examine it. Angel, Doris, you can finish your squabbling and try and come and investigate it as well. But I'm guessing Gwyn is kind of taking the lead on this particular situation.
Can I assist using bureaucracy? I would like to look up the schematics on the company's TradePoint server.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Can more than one person assist at the same time?
Yep,
Yeah,
as many people can assist as they want.
Can I add paperwork as well?
Yeah, sure.
Sweet, +4. That's that natural 1.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Can I try and offset this natural 1 by sort of, just using my usual sort of assessment protocols?
Sure.
So for this, I'll use Upsetty Techie, computer maintenance, coffee pad, because, oh my God, I need a drink right now. I'm going to have Coil just help hold my thermos while I'm using both hands, because she's a very well-trained squirrel.
Take
I'm
that.
using my thermos flask because it helps me concentrate. Yeah, don't worry. The flask has a little tiny recess on it, so she can have a cup as well.
Oh, I don't think squirrels should have coffee. They're squirrely enough already. Okay, so how's that roll?
Okay, that's 4 + 5 + 6. That's 23.
My God, all right. I guess you and Davis are balancing Nick out. It's okay. So that's a +3, which will balance out the -1 from Doris.
I'm dead weight.
Yeah, Doris is just getting in the way here. She's trying to be helpful, but she's just butting in and coming in with another data pad. And it's like, oh, wait, no, sorry, the hyperbridge is popping back up again. You're getting notifications from your clanmates being like, where are you? What are you doing?
Ignore that, hun. Ignore that. Don't look at that. Don't look at that. But look, I found the schematics. You said this was for a oh no, that can't be it. That's a cabinet or a dresser of some kind. Let me keep looking.
So Doris, you're going to have a trauma from rolling in that 1, and your trauma is going to be distracted. So you're going to be -1 distracted.
That makes sense.
It's your bridge mates. They're all getting at you. You ducked out of a game midway, man. No, you can't do that shit.
I know. They're like, where are you? Where are you? We're in the final circle. We're down to the top 3. Where are you? This is it.
We need your trumps. Come on. Okay, so Gwyn, you have a +2 from the combined nonsense of your teammates here. What do you do
Marvelous.
to this drone to try and get it?
Use
sorted
my
out?
engineering and robotics expertise in line with my Mega Wrench trademarked and Goose Tape also trademarked to find wherever the fault is, a spool of wire to connect any faulty connections or fix loose wiring.
All of wire also trademarked as everything at Amazing Corp is, even your name.
Yes. That's everything.
Okay.
Again,
And
I
the
can't
plus
really see
four.
how the drone's going to help. So that's going to keep hovering above my shoulder doing nothing at the moment.
Okay.
So that's 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 12, 19 total. I rolled a 7.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good thing you got the good modifiers.
19?
Yeah.
Yes, it was 19. I can't count.
Cool. Okay, so you're fiddling with this drone, you kind of take out a few bits and you rewire a couple of things, you get your spool of wiring, maybe you got like a little soldering iron. You manage to get this drone in better shape and you release the goose tape and the drone starts hovering around normally. Like, hi team, fancy seeing you down here.
Hey, drone, what's your name?
You're not really supposed to be down here. Doris, these employees do not have access to this area.
You're welcome.
I tried to stop them. I did my best, but they overwhelmed me. Well, this will look unfavorably at your next performance reviews, I'll say that.
Well, we have detected some odd behavior in some of our AI systems. As there aren't many people around this evening, I suggest maybe you three can go through to the R&D lab and talk to the technician there to see what is going on.
It is a bit of a skeleton crew tonight. Yeah.
Do you have a risk assessment for us?
The person who should be supplying the risk assessments.
Well, I don't know what the risks are. You're the one who has all the information. You gotta provide a risk assessment as company policy. Rule 15.125B IIVIVXC says that we very clearly need a risk assessment provided by the responsible party. In this case, you are the responsible parties. You are contracting us to do something outside of our contract. None of us have signed on for this.
What have I done?
Norris, wouldn't that be the person that the drone is referring us to? Because the drone's property, not the responsible party.
I don't know legality of it. Despite having legalese as one of her skills.
Okay, let's have a legalese kind of role for chastising this drone that has just come out of being malfunctioning.
Okay, I'm definitely adding bureaucrat and legalese on this.
Only HR would be so cold.
So I do -1 because I'm distracted, then +2 for legalese, +3 for bureaucrat, so that's +4 in total. 22!
Cool. Okay, so to get rid of a trauma, you roll successes against it. So you need 3 successes to get rid of a trauma, or 1 nat 20. So you now have 1 success against that trauma to get rid of it. 2 more,
Nice.
and you'll be no longer distracted. Yeah, so you're doing this, and you keep on glancing at your data pad and seeing these notifications pop up, and then you're like, no, I'm telling the bot what's up. And the bot's like, oh, okay, I will get that risk assessment sent over to you pronto. And within moments, because it's an AI, a risk assessment will pop up on your data pad and you can see it and like, okay, this all checks out.
Okay, alright Hans, it all checks out.
And what I'll say is that this can act as a preparation role for things that are going to occur in the next room. You are prepared. You now, all of you, have a +3 temporary bonus of risk assessed.
Ooh.
You're welcome, darlings.
So in the next area, if you come across any risks, you are prepared and ready for it.
I think you said a temporary bonus disappears if you roll below a 10. Does that mean if any one of us roll below a 10, we'll all lose it? Or is that on an individual?
That'll be on an individual basis.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, you can see the door to the next room, and there's glass panels alongside the door so you can see through, and it's very clearly some sort of research lab. And none of you have ever been in this bit. Even Gwyn isn't allowed in the R&D department generally because it is highly restricted, highly confidential. Along with that risk assessment form that AI has sent will be some temporary accesses to get you through this area, because even Doris wouldn't have the power to grant access to this particular area.
Okay. I immediately copy the access onto my Fin 3.0.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, you can walk through into the next room, unless there's anything else you want to do in this particular room. The AI will continue hovering as you go through.
Yep.
And yeah, it is a research lab. You walk through and you can see a long room, and there's lots of cryopods kind of lining the walls of this room. It's a hermetically sealed room, so you like go through a little airlock kind of thing to get into it, and then you get decontaminated and you come out the other side and you're like perfectly pristinely cleaned, and you come into this bright white room lined with these cryopods, and you can see down the far end of the room there's a small feminine looking person just kind of tinkering with some things. She hasn't noticed any of you come in yet.
Angel loudly clicks the top off her thermos flask to get her attention.
Okay, I am going to roll. Why have I not got dice out myself?
So I can roll for you if you want to roll a 1.
Yeah, okay, you can roll for me. Let's do that. We'll have Nick do the roll.
Oh, no. It is a 1. Amazing. Yeah, roll a 1.
Okay. So NPCs in this game can also get traumas. So you rolled a 1. She hears this click. I think it's like a dead silent room, so any noise would be instantly heard. And so she hears this loud click noise and not realizing you'd come into the room, panics, and will have like a -1 panic trauma now. Drops a whole bunch of stuff that she was holding, smashes them all across the floor. She jumps around and screams really loudly. And it echoes through this white long room. There aren't supposed to be people in one. Oh my gosh!
Can I try and calm her down?
Yeah, sure. What are you going to do?
Okay, so I'm going to try using Upsetty Techie because, part of being a tech support is talking... No, well, yeah, that too. But part of being a tech support is, negotiating with people. Thermos flask, I'm going to offer her some coffee powered because I got a +1 in that. Because, it's really good coffee. It helps calm people down.
I wouldn't if I were you. This is a hermetically sealed laboratory. I think open liquids are probably not a good thing on the risk assessment there.
And you'd also have to run all the way down this room to reach her to pass her this as well.
The sprint with the coffee.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm coming in to calm you.
And also, Coil the squirrel obviously has a very fluffy tail, and she is a perfect therapy animal.
It's the stress squirrel. Okay, let's
because,
have this roll.
if I'm carrying hot liquids, why not add an animal into the mix?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's have the calming roll.
Yeah, that's +3, +4, +5, +6. I rolled a 9.
Oh.
With the +6?
With the +6.
Okay. Oh, did you include the +3 from the risk assessment as well?
Oh, that brings it up to 12.
Okay, so because you rolled under a 10 on the dice, you lose the risk assessment thing, but at least you get the 12 total from the roll. So, yeah, you run across the room with Coil and coffee in hand, and the lady at the other end is like, no, what are you doing? You can't bring an animal in. What's that liquid?
Hey, relax. We've been risk assessed.
I don't know what that means, but... What?
Look,
are you
just pet the squirrel's tail, all the stresses go away.
As I mentioned at the top of this episode, this lot of people I've known for a long time from the His Cursedness gaming community. In fact, Nick was the first person to ever let me stream a TTRPG on his channel years back when we played my other game, Overgrown, where he played a bear mixed with a bumblebee, and Bree played an electric eel squirrel called Coil. Sound familiar? Well, I've been playing more consistently with that lot in the last year, in a D&D West Marches campaign we're calling Nordmark. Sometimes I DM, sometimes I play one of a family of 21 dwarfs alongside another large cast of fantastic players, including Bree, Enfys and Nick from this episode. And you should definitely pop along to the His Cursedness Twitch sometime to check us out, or one of his many other games he has ongoing at any one time.
Come on in. I've been waiting for you. So she says the near future of your town. She raises a card to you, and it is the devil. Ooh. What about the medium term then? Hopefully something... and her face falls. She raises a card and it is the tower.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Hope for Airedale. And raises a card and it is a pale rider on a white horse. Yeah, not looking too good then. I am your Dungeon Master, His Cursedness, and this is going to be a West Marches style game of Dungeons and Dragons, very exploration focused. It's going to be just good fun, really. I'm excited. Are you ready to fight a dragon?
You know it, baby.
Normally I'd keep a mid-roll to just the 1 minute ad slot, but in this particular case, I just couldn't let Nordmark slip by without giving airtime to one of the single most incredible moves I've experienced in a tabletop game to date. So, enjoy!
To a 1 in.
I've waited literal months to be able to do this.
Okay. I'm excited.
Yeah. A 1 in whips out a net.
Okay. I'm even more excited.
It's time to go fish, and throws the net at the hive guard.
Okay. All right.
And I'm using the advantage from Zephyr Strike.
Okay.
I don't get disadvantage because I have sharpshooter.
Okay.
And I have a +8.
This is very, very good. That hits.
21.
So you've managed, yeah, because nets, for those watching at home, nets are really finicky because they're a thrown item that has a range of 5 foot for the non-disadvantage range of 5 foot. Anything outside of 5 foot is a disadvantage. But if you make a ranged attack from within 5 feet of someone, it's a disadvantage as well. It's the weirdest item. And you've managed to attack with advantage with a net, which is basically impossible. I'm very impressed. It takes a very specific blend of feats. And you've hit against what I will tell you right now is an AC of 20.
Oh, hell yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so the hive guard is now restrained. I'll give him the brown circle.
Yeah. And a bunch of Ronan's fish went with the net, and I'm going to need a strength save.
Strength save. Okay, they're not strong, but let me see what happens. No. What's the DC?
13.
12. I rolled an 8. They have +4.
Into the hole. Goodbye.
Are you kidding
In
me?
the Immortal Words of Robot Wars, the pit.
Oh my god. No, so you can move them that far?
15 feet in a direction of your choice.
Fucking incredible. So at the height it is at, and it is restrained, it's tied up in a net, it gets into the hole, it starts to fall, it's scrambling, but of course it can't find any purchase on the walls. It is falling 250 feet. And can you please roll me, this actually maxes out. Can you roll me 20 d6s, please?
Oh, jeez.
Because that's terminal velocity falling damage.
87.
87. Whoo, that is a lot of damage. Very. Oh, you know what? You know what's really funny, actually?
Yeah.
So the Kruffic Hive Lord has 102 hit points.
Uh-huh.
It had taken 25 hit points of damage so far from Tattle and from Stonk. So that just goes over the 102. So you just killed the Kruffic Hive Lord.
And now, back to the action. She looks down at the squirrel. It's like, I mean, I guess it's already here, so it is kind of cute. She reaches down and pets it. Oh, it's very fluffy.
Yeah, fun nature fact: squirrels apparently have incredibly fluffy tails.
Very, very incredibly fluffy.
I'm getting out a data tablet and making additions to the risk assessment with everything I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, so she's surrounded by smashed glass on the floor and files of things and tools that she's dropped. Apparently, she was holding quite a lot of things in her hands. Look, look, Doris, this isn't my fault. I'm just an intern. I'm just here to look after the bodies. So,
It's fine.
you
It's
have to write
fine.
all this down.
It's fine. And Doris, don't worry about Coil. She's classed as a drone and also a therapy animal.
The woman is clearly still panicked. She has calmed down a little, but she wants to know why you're here. Like, what are you doing here? There's not supposed to be anybody around tonight, and I'm just supposed to be here on my own. Why are you here?
Tech support. And Angel gestures to herself, maintenance, and she gestures to Gwyn and the company bridge team, I guess. And she gestures to Doris.
Oh, amazing.
I'm here to keep you all out of trouble, and I've not been doing a very good job so far, but I intend to do better now I understand what kind of chaos lunatics you are.
What I'll say also is that the AI drone that you'd kind of rescued before has also followed you into the room.
Drone, would you like to explain what we're doing here again?
It's actually kind of ignoring you now, and it's pottering around, going up to some of the cryopods, and looks like it's examining them or something. And it doesn't react to anything you're saying.
Drone, are you meant to be doing that? Drone? Hello? Drone?
Are any of you meant to be doing any of this? I don't understand. We don't have any problems. We don't have need of a
We
tech support
have
or anything.
a risk assessment.
I got a call from Alpha Indigo saying that a drone was broken. I grabbed Gwen here from maintenance because they know the way down here. Doris showed up because... Why are you here, Doris?
I am here to keep you all out of trouble.
Yeah, Doris tried to keep us out of trouble, I guess, and then we fixed the drone. The drone said to come in here, and now we're here.
Can I produce a series of forms that explain why we're meant to be here? I.e., can I use bureaucracy to explain why we have every right to be here?
Yeah, you can shove some stuff in her face. Let's have a bureaucracy roll to see what you shove in her face. It might just end up in the hyperbridge.
Bureaucrat, paperwork, legalese, ultra-size redaction, black marker, rapid denied stamper, and the nanitic stapler.
Wait, what are you redacting and denying here?
Redacting anything that looks bad very quickly.
Oh, I see.
That's why it's the rapid stamper.
What are you denying?
Denying bits that say you shouldn't be here.
Can I assist by pulling out my thin pre-portento and showing that we have the access codes to get in? So it's logical that we should be here.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'll roll for +2 then.
What's Gwyn doing all of this?
I'm intrigued by this drone that has stopped doing what it was doing before, and I'd like to reassess that if I could.
Okay.
I've rolled a 19.
Woohoo! Nice.
So a 16 to 19 gives a +2 to the assist roll. So Doris can have +2 bonus on whatever she rolls.
Okay.
She will have her distracted in play on this
Yeah.
one.
So, +3, +2 is 5, +1, 6, +2, 8, +1, 9, +2, 11, +2, 13, -1, 12, +3 for the risk assessment, 15.
Wow.
I hope this isn't like Overgrown, where if you roll a crit fail, the modifier makes it so much
It
worse.
is exactly like that.
Because if I roll a 1 right now, I'm doomed.
Yeah, you're doing some bad.
Just die immediately. No, I've rolled a 15 plus whatever that number was. 33.
Wow, that may be the highest roll I think I've ever had. Okay, so you shove a bunch of stuff in this poor intern lady's face, and she's just overwhelmed with it. She's like, I don't know what this all means, but okay, sure. This looks very official, and oh gosh, okay. So you're meant to be here. Okay, I guess. I still don't really understand why you're here, but what is the maintenance person doing? And Gwyn, you're over at the drone that followed you in?
Yes, it stopped responding to us, so I'd like to figure out what's wrong with it.
Well, it seems to be examining one of the cryopods at this point. So you can go over and you can see maybe it's got like the classic red lines coming out of it, and it's scanning the cryopods.
Can I inspect what it's inspecting?
Yeah, let's have a observation roll or something like that. I'd say this would be during the kerfuffle with the intern that Doris and Angel are interacting with.
Presumably this means we can't assist then.
Yeah, you're both busy at the moment.
Okay, so I call this engineering, because I'm trying to figure out whatever it's trying to figure out. Use the demulti-spectrum drone, but while my drone does its thing, also connect it to the other drone via the wire and the goose tape, so that I can maybe use the monitor of my own drone to see what both the drones are seeing and get the maximum amount of information.
That all sounds reasonable. Let's have that roll.
Excellent. 3, 2, 5, 7, 9, plus the drone, 10, plus the risk assessment, 13. Oh, it's a good job I got all that, because that was a 4.
So
17.
You lose the risk assessment bonus, but it is a good roll, and the drone continues to completely ignore your presence there and carry on doing what it's doing. But you can see, with the help of your Spectrum drone that you have, oh wait, you rolled badly on that as well, didn't you? So you used that as well.
Used them both. Yeah, they like short circuit the drone.
Yeah, so actually what happens is the drone does a scan of what the other drone is scanning and immediately frazzles out as soon as it does this scan. Clearly it's seen something that has given it a bit of a shock, and it drops to the floor. You get up to the cryopod and you look inside, and you can see what looks like a mannequin. And you can see lots of like equipment and beeps and like heart monitors and stuff. It is a plain humanoid looking figure, but completely featureless.
Android?
It doesn't look like an android. It doesn't have android parts, so it doesn't have any metallic bits on it. It looks like real flesh. You've not heard of any androids that are this similar looking to a human.
Mm.
And it does appear to have organ monitoring equipment around it. Like There's maybe one of these futuristic X-ray machine kind of things that is giving a full view of the insides of it, where you can see the lungs and the heart and all the organs. This looks like a human, but it is a featureless human.
Does it have a wee vitality sensor on its finger or something?
No, it's not got anything like plugged into it or attached to it. It's just lying in this bed, in this cryopod.
Well, mercy me.
Don't
Wish I could
look
sleep
at the
that
bodies.
soundly.
No, this isn't for employees to see. This is top secrets. Look, there's nothing wrong here. There's nothing needs fixing. I'm not sure why this AI is here. What's going
We've
on?
already told you why we're meant to be down here, but did you just say this was not for employees to see, implying that you are not an employee of Amazing Corp? I ready the oversized denied stamper.
I'm just an intern.
Can I look at Gwen's drone just to see if I can work out what happened to it?
Yeah, sure. I have a role for examining the...
Can I assist with that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm just going to look the drone over and do a sort of a general tech assessment.
Okay,
So
let's
that's
just roll first.
Robotics and engineering. Oh, that was terrible. 10.
Okay, so you have to get over a 10. 10 or below is
Yeah.
nothing, but you're at least hovering around and kind of talking Angel through what you did to create this thing.
Yep.
Moral support.
Oh, yeah. Wait, and I'm kind of tired, but this sounds less like you engineered it and more that you just magicked it. How do
Bodged it together.
Well, I mean, you say
How do you even do that?
It's,
How do you even do that with a hairdryer?
I mean, the heating element helps to change the conductivity of the spectrum analysis. And so it works effectively as a kind of electrical converter, which interacts with the visual.
Why didn't you just...
Put it in layman's terms, the cortex allows the chipset to analyze the wavelengths that it's receiving, and then
Yeah, but I
that
really can't
outputs.
have people around the bodies. Come on.
Okay, I'll just be a moment. I need to assess company property. Ask Doris. Okay, so I'm going to throw out this upsetty techie, computer maintenance, hacking. Do not push me to keep the intern off my back. The RFID scanner and the thermos flask for moral support.
Okay, yeah, sure.
Okay, so that's +3, +4, +5, 6, +7, +8, 9, +10. Come on, Rogue Dice, I'm trusting you this time. 23.
Okay, right. Yeah, so you look at this thing and you can see it's completely frazzled. There is no bringing this thing back, but you can see it has encountered some sort of scanning countermeasure. Like what it was looking at clearly wasn't supposed to be looked at by rudimentary drones.
Okay, this drone has better infosec than most of the employees here.
What do you mean infosec? Do you mean like those videos that we make everyone watch that tells you not to like write down your password or anything? And you can see
Yep,
that
that's the
her
one.
password is written on her forehead.
How do you even see it there?
I'll take out a compact mirror. Easy.
Why do you all do this to me? And Angel just starts sobbing a little and stroking Coil.
But yeah, the other drone is still just hovering there, scanning this body, and does it for a few minutes, and then moves on to another one further down the line.
Okay, this drone's beginning to irritate me, and she reaches into her pocket and pulls out what's basically a small taser. Unless anyone has any better ideas.
Don't make a mess. I don't know exactly what you are up to here, but if you're going to do something with that thing that is looking at our stuff, that it shouldn't be, please just do it cleanly.
I'm going to put a reassuring hand on her shoulder and say, "It's okay, hon. We've got a risk assessment."
Okay, I'm going to threaten the drone to make it pay attention to me.
Okay, so you're not actually trying to damage it. You're just holding the taser in the air?
Yeah, I'm going to use upsetty techie and do not push me.
Okay.
And taser.
And obviously taser, yeah.
Okay, so that's a +5. Cycling back to my grounded dice. 17.
Okay. Yeah, you bring the taser right up to this thing, and it seems to detect that the taser has come close to it, and it moves a little bit out of the way, but it doesn't respond in any other way. It doesn't like turn and talk to you or stop what it's doing or anything. It's still scanning.
We can do this the easy way or the hard way. This is actually the hard way.
Yeah. It's still scanning, and I think with that kind of roll, you get right up to it, and because you're so close, you can tell actually it doesn't appear to be scanning the body. It seems to be more scanning the equipment.
Okay, this doesn't seem to be scanning the body. It's scanning the equipment.
Hey, intern, you've got a terminal here that connects to the main system, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Hey,
Damage
IT
the
tech.
bodies.
Do you reckon you could maybe trace what it's trying to do, what it's looking for, where it's sending, whatever it's scanning?
Yeah. I guess if it's sending a signal, it would have to relay through the internal servers. I think the walls are fairly heavily electromagnetically hardened, so nothing's getting through unless it's through the company Wi-Fi.
Nothing's getting out of R&D. Believe me, I'll try getting in.
Yeah, that's the thing. All you had to do was just bring Doris along.
I know, right?
Okay, I'd like to do that, she says to no one in particular.
I would like to help in this by accessing the drone with whatever's left of my broken drone to see which ports it's using, what kind of packets it's sending.
Are you trying to physically connect to it, or?
I'm going to physically connect to it to try and get a look at what it's doing, but I'm going to leave the bulk of it to just so I can tell Angel specifically where she needs to look without having her have to find it and then deal with it, because that's just asking for more problems.
Okay, let's have that roll in.
Oh, yes.
Gonna shuffle over to them and be like, hey, don't suppose this thing can connect to the outside world at all, only there's a game going on at the moment. My boys are in deep on the final circle, and well, I worry about them, you know. They need a puppet stay man right now, and I'm stuck down here without a good internet connection.
Yeah, you've still got the last notification up from before you came into this room, and you've not heard anything for a good few minutes. You're like, oh.
It's just all caps, where are you? And the distant sound of gunfire.
Hyperbridge is violent.
What does a nat 20 for a total of 25 get me?
Okay, so that's our first nat 20 of the night. So a nat 20 gives you a learning. Basically, this is how you earn new skills. You learn them through doing nat 20 rolls. In the podcast, because they are from the Tabula Rasa agency part of the company, it takes them 3 learnings to get a new skill. Amazing Corp doesn't want their field agents learning too fast. They artificially restrict their learning capabilities for new employees because they don't really care about what you manage to learn yourselves. It only takes 2 learnings. So if you get another nat 20 in a similar thing, you'll be able to get a full skill from whatever we make this learning. So you gain a learning towards a skill relevant to what you just rolled. So what is it you're trying to do?
Use the remainder of my crashed drone to basically pull up a monitor of, you know, when you activate something through command prompt and you watch just all the lines of stuff happening.
I get you. Enter console.
Yeah. I just want to watch the console of the active scanning drone. Use the information from that to help Angel having easier time track it.
I'm open to suggestions and ideas on this, but what I'm thinking of here is that you are going to get a learning towards diagnosis.
Ooh, diagnosis. Cool? Yeah.
So yeah, if you get another nat 20 in a diagnosis-related kind of role, you'll have a diagnosis +1 skill.
Okay.
That'll give you a really quick access into the inner workings of this drone and what it's doing. Was this to be an assist role for Angel?
Yes.
Yeah, so that gives a +3 assist to Angel on that then.
Alrighty. So that's going to be, aside from that, I'll put upsetty techie, computer maintenance, hacking, do not push me, and I guess Coil's just giving moral support here.
Sure. Okay. So and you get the +3 from Gwyn as well.
Yeah. So that's +3, +6, +7, +8, 9, +10, +11. Let's hope this doesn't go wrong.
Well, do you still have the risk assessment?
No.
No, I lost that earlier. That's a 28.
Okay. Right. So between Gwyn and Angel, you are examining this drone and you get into its inner workings and poking around and seeing what it's actually doing. And it seems to be gathering data around this equipment, what this stuff is, what it's doing, what's in it. You can see what data it's gathered. It doesn't seem able to send it anywhere. It isn't able to break through the firewall that is surrounding this entire part of the complex. But you can see that it is gathering information. It also seems to be looking for something, like trying to connect or trying to find a way to connect, get into the systems.
Okay, it seems to be running autonomously. It can't connect to anything yet, but it looks like it's trying to.
I'd say also with such a high roll, you can tell, though this was sounding like the normal AI systems that you have in the drones in this complex, in the HQ, there seems to be a separate system within it that is sometimes at least taking control, and at the moment is in control of this drone.
Interesting.
Okay, there's a separate system running here. She holds up her taser again.
Somebody's trying to steal company secrets. I
Well, that's not allowed as per company policy 22BD75657 Alpha Omega. Well, we gotta put a stop to this.
We do. And if we solve this, I bet we'll get a huge bonus.
Well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves there.
There's something you getting to use my taser on something unless anyone's got a better plan. And
The
she sort of
intern is
we just-
in proper panic mode again now. And she's like, I'm going to get so fired. I'm so fired. I shouldn't have opened the doors. Oh, my God.
We just deactivate the Wi-Fi and follow it to whoever's done this. It's meant to be a backup in case it can't connect.
Okay, yeah, that
if we do
works.
that, it's all gone. Everything's going to go. Oh, no.
No, it's just the drone. I'm not deactivating anything else. Once the drone can't connect to anything outside of itself, it'll have to go somewhere to upload all of this stuff. And that's when we step in and apprehend the criminal.
Can I help deactivate the Wi-Fi?
The drone starts floating kind of closer to the equipment.
I think we might need to deactivate the whole drone.
I would like to deactivate and or break anything that would allow this drone to connect to something outside of itself, whether that be Wi-Fi wise or hardware wise.
Okay.
I'd like to assist by handing my taser to Coil and having Coil jump at the drone.
An electric squirrel again, Brie.
What I'm saying is, Angel's just going to shout, "Go for the optic sensors, Coil."
I would like to assist by getting between the drone and whatever it's moving towards and using the rapid denied stamper to tell it that it's not allowed.
I like that. Yep. Okay, let's have assist rolls from both of you then.
Okay, I'm going to use bureaucrat, legalese, and the denied stamper. Well,
How many successes have you had against the trauma now, Nick?
I got one more to go.
Okay.
So I did a 28.
Blimey. Okay, so that
Another
gets rid of
natural
your-
19.
You're getting close.
I'm
to
no
that
longer
20.
distracted, at least.
Okay, so that's a +3 for Gwyn when
Yes!
it comes to it. And Angel.
Okay, so I'm using Upsetty Techie, Do Not Push Me, Coil the Trained Squirrel, and of course my taser for a total of 17.
Right, so that's the +2 as well. So between you, that's a +5 to the Gwyn roll. Gwyn, you're intervening in the drone approach. What do you do?
Okay. I'm, again, dirty, messy work, get in there, make a mess of things. So bodging, robotics, mega wrench, trademarked, and boost tape, again, trademarked. The tape's primarily to make sure any switches that need to be kept on the off position are held there, and to cover up any connections because it'll work as an insulator to prevent things reconnecting.
Okay, you've got some sort of movement skill as well, don't you?
Movements? Yes, I do. Slither and squeeze.
Yeah, so I think you could probably use that to interject yourself as well.
Yeah, you get myself in the really fine detailed bits of the circuitry and the connections. Yeah.
Physically imposing.
Okay, so that's 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, plus
And then the
5,
plus
so
5
14.
I had no
Ooh,
idea you lot were going to be so effective. This is ridiculous. I need to...
Oh, that's a
train
natural
you
17, so 17 plus...
a lot. Okay.
You're 30 plus whatever that was.
Okay. Well, right.
And we're considered the B team.
Well,
drone-
we've already conceded the field agents literally are worse at learning, so clearly we might be the B team, but we're on our A game.
You're way below the B team. You're like the F team or the G team or something like that. That's why
Paying
you guys
respects.
were left behind. So the drone floats closer to the equipment and Gwyn just jumps in the way and the squirrel with the taser also suddenly jabs it up in the air and Doris flies in with the denied stamp and just peppering this thing. Gwyn,
Yeah.
are you trying to disable this drone or are you trying to prevent it from getting closer? What is the ultimate goal here?
I want it to finish whatever it's doing, but I don't want it to be able to pass any of that information on.
Okay, so you're going to let it get to the equipment.
But it's not going to be able to like access anything.
Okay, right. Okay, so it floats closer and you get your goose tape and you get your wrench and you wrap this thing up like a Christmas present or something, parcel it all up so it can't actually connect in any manner. And it just starts donking against the machine. And because it's covered in goose tape, it's quite a dull donk rather than the metallic kind of donk that you'd expect a drone would make. And between the three of you, you're able to interrupt any sort of signals from it. And after a few minutes of this continually donking against the equipment, it just kind of drops to the ground and is inactive.
Everything but me is getting to sleep today.
Is it disabled? Is it over?
Yep, the drone's dead.
Yep, it's that was disappointing.
Better go and add that to the wage garnishing.
Maybe I'll put it in the Faraday cage, and
That's a good idea.
you good to go now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my shift ends
Hmm.
in. Wait, when does my shift end again?
In 16 hours. Oh, yeah, sorry. I had to reschedule your shift because everyone else left on some important mission or something. So, yeah, 16 more hours, I'm afraid.
So the intern comes along and she scoops up what's left of the drone and kind of dumps it in what looks like a metal bin, and then slides out under a counter and starts fiddling around with some of the equipment. And it's like, no, something's still wrong. It's
Yeah, something's still wrong. I've just been scheduled an extra. Sorry.
I'm sorry I had to do it. I won't be in there to manage the computer systems because I'm only in on a half day.
Angel just thumbs the taser, but forces herself to put it back in her pocket.
Well,
No.
while we're here, we might as well make ourselves helpful. What's wrong, intern?
system's usually a nice blue colour and it's turned kind of pink. That's not normal.
Okay. Look, okay, this is my wheelhouse. Sorry, does the intern have a name?
She hasn't introduced herself. I think she's probably afraid to introduce herself because she might get identified and reported or something. She knows Doris and she's like,
Okay,
HR can't be trusted.
yeah, that's fair. I just learned that the hardware a second ago. Okay,
Doris, in
Don't
fact,
worry.
let's have a bureaucracy roll from Doris to see how well she knows the org chart.
All right, let's give it a go. All right, bureaucrat +3, paperwork +4, legalese +5. I'm going to try and bullshit card games onto this because this is all about rank and power and position.
Okay.
And that's what Bridge is all about. So 3, 6, 8. I don't think I can use any of my items with this. And I'm risk assessed, so that's +11. Because I've still not lost that yet. And that's good because I rolled a 3. 14, I've now lost the risk assessment.
Okay. You cast your mind back through all of the times you've had to look at the org chart, and maybe you were actually responsible for some of the paperwork behind the interns being hired here. And you remember this person. This is Lauren. She only started like a month ago. She is maybe like 19, 20, fresh out of college sort of person. And you distinctly remember that she had on her entrance form profiles where you had to add all of your social medias and stuff, and you did the assessment on her suitability. She is a Hyperbridge player. And you know her as
Gasp.
Loco42.
Well. Loco 42 in the flesh.
What? Are you?
You don't recognize me?
Oh no, there's another one.
D's nuts?
Wait, what? You're D's nuts?
Yep, D's nuts.
I didn't know you worked here.
Work here, I basically own this place.
Everyone thinks they own this place. None of them can keep it running.
I mean, okay. Don't you have a tournament you're supposed to be winning?
Oh god! Yes, have you got a terminal down here that I can get on?
Do you have the paperwork to access the terminal?
Of course I have the paperwork to access the terminal.
So, and there's no external signals within this room. But she points further on into the lab. The research armory is through there, and I think you can probably get a signal if you go through that door down the end.
I run through. I'm coming, Bone Dozer! I'm coming, Harold!
Just be quick, okay?
By I run, I huff and sort of do a very slow jog.
It's sort of 3-point run you did earlier. So Doris could just identify Lauren to the rest of you, so you now know that she's called Lauren, also known as Loco42.
I shout that information as I leave.
Okay. Hello, Lauren. Are we doing internet names? I'll go by Coffee Burn.
Hi, I don't think I know that one. Are you a Hyperbridge player too?
No. Different circles, IT support, MMOs.
Okay, I can't do those. It's too complex. I'm not even very good at Hyperbridge. Just learning. Maybe I can get some
Hey.
training from Doris. Oh,
Yeah.
these
Good
nuts.
communities don't gatekeep. Anyway, look, Lauren, we'll use real names here. Lauren, okay, let's assess your problem. If we need to, we'll just switch it on and off again and go from there.
Don't switch it on and off. No, you can't do that. The bodies will die. I'll be in so much trouble.
Yeah,
These are
let's not-
people,
let's
you know.
not-
They're people.
Yeah.
What are these bodies?
I can't kill anyone else. It's in my contract.
Her eyes go wide at this. She very obviously turns to look at Gwyn after you say that. She's like, are they okay? Am I gonna die?
I peer into one of the cryopods. Does it look any different to when we first came in?
It's not moving. None of the equipment is doing anything, but it has changed color. Like, it was a kind of a pale cyan kind of blue color previously, and it now has more of a tint of pink to it.
Ooh. Well, it's a status change, but I don't know what that means because I don't know. Hey, maybe Doris can get us a manual for these things and then we'll know what's going on.
Would I know sort of generally what this sort of colour change means, being IT support?
I think because this is a bespoke system that is very much hidden from you, it's not something you'd have encountered really, but you could try and access it or get into the systems to have a poke around to see if you can identify what it means.
Okay, I'll pull out my Fin 3.0 and try that. So for this, I'm going to use Upsetty Techie, computer maintenance, hacking, obviously my RFI ID scanner, and could I argue Coil just to distract the intern so she's not panicking over my shoulder?
I don't think I'm going to give you Coil on this one. I think because they turned away from you, then they're less involved in whatever's going on right now with you.
Okay, I guess that's +8 for a 19.
Okay. So with a 19, you can kind of hook into the system and be like, yeah, there's been some sort of control change here. There is a foreign entity that is in this system.
Oh,
Despite
God.
what you did with the wrapping up and the pulling back of the drone, somehow a system or a subsystem or something has managed to transfer.
Oh, God, we've got a breach, and I'm the only IT support on duty.
Yeah,
Okay.
you have a maintenance person with a big wrench.
Yes. Yes, and this maintenance person, now that they know what the problem is, has an idea.
Wrench our problems away, I beg of you.
Okay. Okay, Angel, if I can redirect the power so that the cryotubes maintain their status as they are without further input, will you be able to reset the RAM, ROM, everything that this virus or this breach is using to do whatever it's doing?
I like the idea. Are you trying to like flush it out or something?
The software side of it, dealing with whatever the breach actually is Angel's thing. I don't know what they're going to do. I'm suggesting that I make sure that the cryotubes themselves continue to have power and they don't turn
off.
off.
A parallel run the power so that you can divert it around the thing. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, so how's Angel going to handle their side of it?
Okay, I guess she's going to sort of, well, obviously she's IT support, so she's more about maintaining the systems and stuff. So she doesn't really know that much about security, but she does occasionally, do something she shouldn't, like, say, break into a door because she can't be bothered to find someone who has access to it, or she'll hack into someone's computer remotely so she can properly fix it without having to leave her cubicle. So she does know a bit about how to kick intruders out of this system.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess she's just going to do the whole Hollywood hacker thing and just, activate a series of cool-looking overlays and start typing like she's attacking someone.
Okay. All right, let's have the assist roll from Gwyn.
Okay, so that'll be engineering, dodging, because I'm doing a lot of improvising.
Oh, yeah, this is
Would you
definitely
count robotics for this?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Yeah. And all three of the tools, because, I need the wire to run all the power parallel. I need the goose tape for all these wires to be connected. The wrench to get to the underthings of everything.
Yeah, who needs soldering? You've got goose tape.
Yeah. It's only meant to be temporary anyway. Soldering, so if you want it to last.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, so that's 3, 5, 7. Can I use slither and squeeze to get into behind panels and
get in the right position and stuff, sure.
yeah, excellent. So 3, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. The last one was a +2. That's a natural 18. 31.
My God. Okay, right. A +3 for the assist roll then.
So I'm going to throw at this Upsetty Techie, computer maintenance, hacking, do not push me, coffee powered, obviously my RFID scanner, my thermos flask because that's where I keep my coffee. Could I argue Coil is, just mopping my brow with a sponge or something?
Like a surgeon.
Just using its tail to mop your brow, yeah.
Oh, God.
That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then the +3 for a total of +15. So yeah, Angel's just sort of typing, she's shouting stuff like bolstering firewalls, injecting code.
This is what Doris sounds like when she's doing a hyperbridge, but you're doing it with tech.
Yeah. Backwards recompiling enemy defenses.
You can actually hear Doris saying the exact same things in the next room.
Yep. Talking about single dummies, silent bidders, simple squeezes, and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Drawing 10 jokers from a 3-part deck.
So as Nick mentioned earlier, the higher the modifier, the worse the outcome narratively if you roll a nat 1. So let's have that nat 1.
Okay.
Let's not.
I rolled a 13 plus 15. That is 28,
Yeah.
I believe.
Okay, right. So you gain full control over every part of this subsystem within this firewalled area, and you can feel it in your fingers as you're tapping away on the terminal and doing your things with your stuff, and you manage to completely flush this system of this intrusion.
Yeah, Angel and Coil just stand up and just flip on a pair of sunglasses. Like, Coil's got a little pair of sunglasses as well, and they're both dripping with sweat.
And it's very quick as well. Before Gwyn even has time to stand up from what they were doing with the power routing and stuff, as they stand up, they turn around and you're already done.
Yeah, it's just a big screen that says hacking 1.
Doris, let's see how you're getting on with your card game.
Oh, here we go.
So you've walked through into the next room, and it is like a mech armory here. There's loads of experimental robotic structures that are pretty big. Like, I'm imagining, I think it's RoboCop 2, the bad robot. There's a bunch of those kind of lining the walls. They're all in different various states of experimental procedures and adjustments and things. But you are much more concentrated on your finale game of Hyperbridge. So
ignore that. Walk past purposefully towards the one normal-looking computer in the room. Crack my knuckles, set down, put on a headset. Here we go. I'm in the game. Right, so +2 card games, no other things. +2. Come on, I need a 20 now. Give me a 20. Give me a 20. Let's win this. No, it's a 15 though. +2 is 17. Okay. I'll take that.
So you managed to get in just as it's like the final round of Hyperbridge, and the circle is at its last moment. There's only 2 teams left. There's yours and another one. 2 of your teammates have already downed, and you're running low on trumps. You've got hearts and diamonds, maybe like 1 ace left. You managed to coordinate yourself with your 1 remaining teammate. You're up against 3 opponents on the other side, and you managed to pull off the perfect sting to lure them in, get them to place down their last trump cards, their last high rollers, and pull off a coup.
Oh yes, a scissors coup specifically.
Your teammate goes down, but these nuts are all that remain, and you win the tournament. This has been 3 days in the making, 2 weeks in the prep. You get the trophy, you get the celebration pings, and streamers and poppers start going off on your screen. You're like, yes, you have that trophy.
Does that thing from the end of Solitaire where the cards will just jump off and bounce.
But this is Hyperbridge, so they're going like super fast, and there's just infinite number of them, and it just doesn't end. Yeah,
it's a photosensitive epilepsy warning segment, really, for the cards. They're going real fast.
Yeah, holograms are starting to come out your screen. You're like, I didn't realize this was a holopad, but sure. At this point, you turn around and you go to look at the others down the way through the room and through the door, and you can see that Angel has turned around triumphantly, puts on the sunglasses, and Coil puts on little sunglasses, and you see one of the mechs light up.